I'm on mute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Temi Talks Live here on the Wavy Baller Hub. If this is your first time watching with me, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow the movement that is the Wavy Baller Hub. If you're watching me on Twitter, make sure to go over to youtube.com and search the Wavy Baller Hub and join me there. Sorry for the delay, guys. I have been working literally since like 8:30 and I just now got off. Really busy day, unbelievably busy day at work. But there are some important things to discuss in terms of Manchester United. As you saw in the thumbnail, Richard Arnold has broken his silence. The new Manchester United CEO addressed the shareholders as well as the like the fan association or whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to briefly look through some of the key points of that meeting, what came out of it, and, what my overall thoughts are on, just Richard Arnold and the structure at Manchester United in general. This was his first statement. Everyone associated with Manchester United should have belief in the opportunities that lie ahead of us, both on the pitch and in the way we engage and serve our fans. We have a clear vision, and we're implementing a strategy to win with an empowered leadership team to drive that forward. We will foster a culture of excellence through a world-class football environment while strengthening the role of fan satisfaction, the heart of the club, and harnessing the power of Manchester United to make a positive impact on people, the environment, and society. All of this will be supported by a sustainable operating model that ensures the club is strong for the present and secure for the future. That first statement sounds to me very, businessy, right? That's what he is. He's a businessman. He has an accounting background. I think he went to this, literally graduated from the same school as Ed Woodward. He's a banker. That's what he is. Here are the key points that came out of the meeting specifically. Obviously, they re-announced that there's a new executive leadership structure. Richard Arnold is the new CEO as effective from February 1st. They highlighted that our the men's team finished top of the Champions League group and advanced to the round of 16. Woo! We all know what the performances look like in those matches. So I mean, whatever. The women's team has built strong momentum in the domestic league under head coach Mark Skinner. That's good news. We've appointed Ralph as interim manager. Old Trafford's back to full capacity, even though COVID happened. They announced the launch of a fans advisory board. There we go. Creating a new forum for strategic level dialogue with fans. They announced the new principal training kit partnership with Tezos that most of us all know about. This fan advisory board, I'd really like to know more about that. Like, who's on the fan advisory board? Like, who are these people? Where are their social media accounts? Like, who are these people? I'd really like to know. The new Premier League cycle to commence next season with international revenues expected to grow at 30%. So obviously more financial numbers. And I get it. They're talking to shareholders, so that's what they really want to do. They listed out the key financials here. I don't really want to go through that. None of you care. I know that for certain. He talked about fiscal growth despite the postponement of 2 matches because of COVID. We achieved a robust 7.3% in the fiscal second quarter of 2022. Whatever. Obviously, again, he's speaking to shareholders, and that's what they care about. So, that's what it is. What else here? They talked about the impact of COVID-19. There's a deep dive into the commercial revenue analysis. Shout out to This Is Lucas Life. Appreciate you, bro, for always showing support. What else is in this document here? It's just more financials that I don't care to read, quite frankly. Obviously the club runs at a high level financially. We're all aware of that. This club makes tons of money. The Glazers make tons of money, which is why it's so frustrating that we're in the position that we're in. Manchester United is a huge financial powerhouse. It's shown again in this second quarter financial statement. And fans, I mean, at the end of the day, fans don't really care about this stuff, but it is necessary. Obviously, I'm not going to blame the club for essentially, talking about business stuff. It's important. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for subbing. Really appreciate it. Talking about cash flow, good stuff like that. Let's see. There's something I do want to talk on. I don't want to talk about this stuff. It's all about okay, yeah. So the manager search, we sought a quick return to improve results and consistency under this is the words of John Murtough, the new CEO. We sought a quick return to improve results and consistency under interim manager Ralph Rangnick following a run in October, early November that seemed departure. We know that continuing that consistency is key as we strive for a top four finish this season. So disappointing that we're talking that way. I want to reiterate, however, that this is not the ultimate objective of Manchester United, and everyone at the club is focused on challenging for the top trophies. Interesting statement there. Interesting statement there. Doesn't feel like that for the fans, but whatever. We are now conducting a thorough process for the appointment of a new permanent manager who will take charge this summer with the objective to get us back to challenging for those domestic and European titles. Guys, tomorrow, I'm doing a little plug for tomorrow. There's a big conversation around Mauricio Pochettino and Eric Ten Hag, who both seem to be the two favorites for the job as it currently stands. There's been reports from different journalists that Mauricio Pochettino is currently the front runner. My guy, Najee Fox, is going to be joining me tomorrow to discuss that conversation. Who would I rather have? Who would he rather have? So guys, make sure to tune into that. Let's see. He's talking about business and fan engagement here. He talked about the pandemic's effect on overall sales. Now let's see. There is another statement here that I really want to talk about. Let me see if I can find it. Where it talks about his overall plan for Manchester United or whatever. Let me see if I can find that statement. One second. Manchester United's chief executive Richard Arnold has told supporters that they should have belief in the club's ability to produce a world-class footballing environment. We did talk about that. He obviously, we're going back to the financial results. All this, yeah. So this is essentially the same thing. They talked about challenging for European trophies. They talked about doing that at the same time, keeping the club financially healthy, all this fun stuff. But do you believe it as a Manchester United fan? That's the question I have for you. Do you actually believe that John Murtough is the right man to take this football club forward? Do you believe in the overall footballing structure? I'm not so sure. You know, we've appointed people in positions that don't really have much experience. Darren Fletcher is the technical director. That doesn't. Oh, you know what? I've been saying John Murtough this whole time. Richard Arnold. Oh my goodness, I feel so dumb right now. Richard Arnold is the CEO. John Murtough is handling all the the transfers along with Darren Fletcher and all that good stuff. Forgive me, everybody, for that slip up. But do you believe in the vision of Richard Arnold? Do you believe in the overall the overall structure that this football club currently has? What are your thoughts on that, people? What are your overall thoughts on that? Guys, let me know. There's a bit of another important point of order. Darren Fletcher has clarified his role as technical director, especially, we've all been asking the question, why is Darren Fletcher on the touchline? Why is Darren Fletcher on the touchline? And we've gotten that confirmation now. Darren Fletcher has said, and here's his quotes. I just want to make sure that I get the words right. Let's see. With Ralph and his staff coming in and Michael and Kieran choosing to move on, we had a quick transition process. So part of my role has been to assist with that, both on the training pitch and during games. Probably the key part of the role is taking a holistic view of the path for players from our academy to our first team. That pipeline of academy talent is a massive part of who we are as a club. Anthony Elanga has done brilliantly since he broke into the first team, and Hannibal has also been more involved in the squad. Our under-19s recently finished top of their group in the UEFA Youth League, and our under-18s have reached the semifinals of the FA Youth Cup. So he goes on and explains why he's been doing what he's been doing, what his overall plans are, and you know what? I don't know what to think about that. And I'm not a big fan of players having, players with very little experience having major roles like this. I don't think big clubs operate that way. I don't really think, top level clubs employ people who aren't that experienced at their job, right? You need footballing people. When I say footballing people, people who have been around the game for years and years and years, i.e. Ralph Rangnick, and have an understanding of picking player profiles, betting in young players, making sure that the academy is healthy. Those type of there's people with experience. I don't know who those people are. I'm not that guy to sit here and no, I know all the top technical directors and all this whatever. For me, if hypothetically if they appointed a technical director, what I always do is I would look up that person, make sure and see his CV, see what he's done, i.e. Ralph Rangnick, right? And kind of measure it, right? Measure it. Ralph Rangnick has a good CV, which is why I'm happy that he's going to be moving into a more consultative role, helping the likes of Murtough and Fletcher out in the future. I think that's really important, right? I think it's really important that the club operates that way. I think it's important that the club has more people like Ralph Rangnick in it. You see what I'm saying? So, guys, it's an interesting one. It's going to be a interesting couple months under this, an interesting couple months, an interesting year or two under this new structure, under this new regime. I know a lot of fans are not happy. A lot of fans are frustrated and about the overall footballing structure. A lot of people I've seen say, we just replaced Ed Woodward with another version of Ed Woodward, right? And it's not inaccurate, right? He's an accounting guy, he's a banker, he's a guy who doesn't really have footballing experience on that level. So we just have to wait and see, everybody. But it's a tough one. I don't have too much of a strong opinion. I just want to be positive. Hopefully these guys are more ambitious. Hopefully these guys have more of a plan. They have adjusted the structure. So they've, there is a nice little bullet point structure that they all have, whatever, and we just have to hope. I mean, it's frustrating and it's difficult and it's not what we want as Manchester United fans, but we just have to, there's not I hate to say this the wrong way, but the Glazers aren't going anywhere. The Glazers are not going anywhere anytime soon unless they want to, right? You know how long Newcastle fans complained about Mike Ashley? The only reason he sold is because he wanted to sell, right? They could have complained from now to tomorrow. If that man wanted to own the club to this day, he'd still own the club. And that goes for pretty much everybody, unless there's drastic changes, i.e. what's happening with Roman Abramovich and, the political aspect of it. That doesn't happen that often, right? So we have to understand that we have the owners we have, right? And we have to work. We have to find the people, right? The people that are under them. We just have to make sure as fans that we're holding them accountable. We did hold Ed Woodward accountable. And we have to make sure that, we're challenging these people, right, to continue to strive for greatness. I think a lot of the times they'll confuse, they'll mask, the fans will be angry and then we'll make a couple signings and we kind of forget about it and all this good stuff. But we just have to stick on these guys, right? We have to stick on these guys and make sure they're doing what they said they're going to do. He's talked about, the goal of getting back to winning top flight titles. He said that. This is Richard Arnold's word. He said this, right, out of his own mouth. So we need that same energy. We need that same energy. Okay, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. 15 minutes here today. I'm not going to do too much. Tomorrow's going to be a lot more interesting, talking about Mauricio Pochettino and Erik ten Hag. Guys, let me know what you think. I will talk to all of y'all very, very shortly. Deuces.